I just came across this article, and it gives the scientific data, if you will, on the physical ramifications of giving. And I found it extremely interesting, especially, since I do a lot of inner healing, and that's actually one of the benefits. And this was actually, the article quoted several doctors, and I'm not going to go into all of it. You can probably find it if you want. But there are physical benefits of giving. And these have been proven scientifically. One is you live longer, you live happier, and you live healthier. And people who are generous are across the board just healthier mentally and physically. And it promotes inner healing as well. One study was dealing with people who suffered from a lot of stress, and giving, they found, reverses stress and it reverses the effects of stress in your life. And this is not just giving money, it's giving time, either time or money. It's giving of yourself. And one study said it actually reduces your blood pressure, or it stabilizes your blood sugar if your blood pressure needs to go up. But it stabilizes your blood pressure. It reduces depression. They actually did a study on people who were generous givers. They did MRIs, and they found that giving stimulates the reward center in the brain. So in other words, it strengthens that place, and God is a rewarder, right? That's what it says in the Bible. But it strengthens the immune system. So when that reward center is triggered by giving, it says that it strengthens your immune system. It releases all these various chemicals that actually strengthens and renews your immune system. So this guy who's the head of the Massachusetts Institute of Health, Dr. McGee, I think his name was, his study said that it actually, giving releases endorphins, and those endorphins flood your system, totally reduce pain, and it actually, besides reducing pain, the endorphins that are released by giving now actually exert healing, and they seek out the sick cells in your body and begin to heal them. Wow, how great is that? Those endorphins, so somebody was talking about how they used to, coach. I actually coached a lot of different sports, girls' sports back in the day. And so this one person was teaching a class on this, and he said, today we're going to learn about endorphins, and he took the class out to a track, and this class had everyone from grandmothers in it to young guys, and he made them start running around the track, and he goes, you're going to run around till you find out what endorphins are. And gradually, one by one, they just slipped out. They just got so tired, and even the two young guys that were in the class were like ready to quit. Then all of a sudden it was like, of course, the endorphins kick in, and it's like you get the runner's high, even though you're ready to drop and you feel like you could climb a mountain. So, and one of the guys who was doing this later on asked the Lord, like, what is that, Lord? You created that. What is that? And the Lord told him, he said, think about the martyrs. And that's all the Lord said to him. And then the same doctor who was teaching this class said one of the reasons he wanted them to participate in this experiment was that this man was, being chased by a bear. The bear caught him and, ate his arm, and he wasn't even aware of it, felt nothing because of endorphins. Endorphins totally just erase pain. And so that is one of the byproducts here, so that you give it anyway. So if you're being martyred, and then it said for Jesus, for the joy set before him, he endured the pain. And that's certainly, if you've ever read Fox's Book of Martyrs or any of the other books on martyrs, that certainly has to kick in. That is God's grace. The endorphins are so much that it's like they don't feel any pain. You think about Stephen, even he beholding the face of the Lord, and they're stoning him to death. Anyway, a lot of other benefits of giving. Dr. Deutsch, he's head of psychiatry somewhere, he said that they actually use giving in the treatment of depression. And I've done this as well. They're dealing, these powerful businessmen, people are coming to them to be treated for depression. And one of their exercises is they make them go down and hand out food in a food line. So in other words, they're feeding the homeless, and they're behind the thing ladling out the food. And a lot of them are like, oh no, that's not my thing, blah, 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 blah. But it across the board has a powerful effect on them. They like it. They don't know why they like it, but it begins to ease their depression, and they start to like, after one time, they start to like it and want to go back. And it begins, so giving actually cancels and reverses depression. And of course it would. You start thinking about other people. Anyway, I just found this study really, really interesting because it's all backed by scientific proof. And I just know, Ken's last name is Gift, and we do love to give. And I firmly believe this with all my heart, but it's really good to have scientific evidence to back it up with, that giving actually makes you healthy mentally and physically. And since this is Christmas and God gave his only son, and then the Magi, they came, they brought gifts, and that's one reason we bring gifts. So it's a good season that giving, Jesus said, it's more blessed to give than to receive. So think about that, and even if it's just giving you a smile, you don't have money or whatever this Christmas, think about just, letting the Lord give through you, whatever that might be.